Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jamie Messina. I am very happy to be with you here today to share with you something that is going to affect us all. It is affecting us all, whether we know it or not. And that, of course, is our business marketing with our current standards that we have to follow. So this is something that is near because of what I do and what we have within our company. So for those of you on the webinar, I want you to take some notes, be able to listen and get an idea of how this is going to affect your business, some of the things that you shouldn't do. And of course, we're going to go through this. In addition to this webinar, I'm also going to do a series of webinars that is more specific to each individual of our marketing plans, because that's something that I know that we as entrepreneurs have to continually evolve. And it's something that I've had to evolve with because of the compliance. And I obviously want to share with my team as well as the entire what the best way and the safest way of marketing our business today within the compliance framework that we have to work in. So we're going to just go through some topics. Some of these things you may have heard of before. Some of these things may be brand new. At the end of the day, I want you to be able to have some understanding of what we have to do. So that way we all as a team know moving forward what we need to do so that we all can obviously benefit from our marketing plans and of course how we continue to grow. So we get into the importance of marketing, right? And this is something that I know is a very, very vague question, but when you look at our online business, if you look at any business for that matter, marketing is at the core of the business. And I don't care what business you're in, whether it's a traditional business, whether it's a network marketing business, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a sports store. If people don't know about you, you don't have any customers. So we as business owners have to come up with a plan, with a way to market our businesses and to be consistently marketing our brand, to be sharing with people, to be, obviously explaining what our products or services are, and to continue to get the word out to our markets, to the niche markets, to the people that are going to be most affected by our products. And in the case of our network marketing business, we really have two different avenues that we pursue. We pursue the product side of things, and we also pursue the business side of things. And how you market those are two different ways, and how you get the word out with regards to what the benefits are. And that really is the key, is what's the benefits of the products, what's the benefits of the business. That is where we want to make the sell, and that's where we want to get the word out to individuals as to what our business is about and how our products can benefit individuals. So we know marketing is important. We know that we have to share the business and share the products. If you've been on any of my webinars for the business opportunity, you know that I always say to people, and I train people on this in my team, you have to do one thing each and every single day: share the business and share the products. That is our business at its core. So that's why it's so important we understand what marketing is and, of course, how we move forward with it. When we look at what we have going on today in our options, it can be even a little more confusing because you have word of mouth, which is how our network marketing industry started way back in the 40s. It was belly to belly, word of mouth. I told a friend who told a friend, who then continued to grow. Well, we fast forward now into the 21st century, and you see our marketing options have gone digital. And we still have that belly-to-belly, face-to-face conversation, and that is still always what you want to get to, because that's how you build the relationships, those great relationships that build a strong business from the ground up. But we have digital experiences. We have digital services at our disposal, and look at what we have available to us. Everything from social media to content marketing to videos to all the different ways to get the word out. It's expanded. And what that's allowed us to do, of course, is to jump outside of our local boundaries and go national and go international. And that really is how our company started back in 2001, was with that vision of being that global business. And in doing so, we obviously are going to leverage the digital revolution, if you will, and the digital options we have available to us. But in doing that, we have expanded our reach. But you now have to understand that you're also going to be under a bit more scrutiny. It's a good thing, but you have to understand what that scrutiny is, because if you don't, it could come back to really hurt you in the end. So you look at the marketing options we have, and then we dig a little bit deeper into it, the landscape of what's out there becomes extremely confusing. And you look at all the different things. And this image that I have on a slide here, I did this for a reason, because when you sit down and you do a marketing plan, at least when I do my marketing plans, I look at what the budget is, I look at what my options are based on where I want to reach. And you can really expand it to the point where it's a blur. The landscape out there, especially online, it really is a blur, because you want to be able to get to that market and get to that individual and get to that customer, and you want to do it in the most effective way. And if you do any research about marketing online, you'll know that there's all kinds of products and that will help you to supposedly, work that business. But the one thing that always seems to come back as a sort of baseline for everything is, how can you be the most extravagant? How can you be the one that stands out in that crowded landscape as that one individual or that one business or that one product that everybody wants? And that comes from a sales pitch. And that comes from the words you use and the way you present yourself. And it's in this little bit right here as to how to stand out from the rest that a lot of us, myself included, can get caught up in that one-upmanship, if you will, to be able to be the one that stands out that everybody sees. So it really is something that I want you just to put a bit of a note down as to how do you stand out but do it safely, because that really is what this whole presentation, this whole training is going to be about, is to stand out and to do it in a way that's not going to come back and hurt your business later. So we look at the landscape and we see the way things are so crowded. Okay, so that's one avenue. Now we look at our company itself. Our company itself is a member of the DSA, the Direct Selling Association, and that is something that we market as a company, as individuals, as distributors all the time, because it's credible. It's a way for everybody to understand who we are, what we do, and of course the way in which we do our business each and every single day. It's a great thing to have. But in doing so, being part of the DSA, we have to follow a certain amount of rules, okay? Now, I know that for a lot of people, when they look at an online business, a network marketing business, they're trying to break free from some of those rules, and they run into the fact that, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, and they start to get discouraged. Well, it really is a good thing when you have to follow rules. And the reason why I say that is, network marketing, there's a lot of companies out there doing a lot of different things, and, I've had countless conversations with distributors when they say to me, so and so is doing this, why can't we do that? And I explain to them the reasons why, and they don't always see my point of view, at least at that time. And then what ends up happening is, a month, 2 months, a year goes by, and the people that weren't following the rules end up paying the price. And then they realize, oh, Jamie, you're right. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's just I've been around long enough, and unfortunately, I've made some of those mistakes. So it's coming from experience that I understand what we can and can't do. The DSA is something that is sort of that grounding influence that makes sure we all stay within the confines of what we're supposed to do. So the first thing, of course, that we talk about is compliance. So what does compliance mean? What is it about this word that has given some of us, myself included, a lot of grief lately? Well, it's about following a set of rules, and our company knows that we have to be compliant in order to be a part of the DSA. So that's plain and simple. So compliance is, these are the rules you have to follow. You follow them. If you don't follow them, you get suspended and or terminated. It really is that simple. When we get into products, when we get into a business, there are things that we can and cannot do. And this is really the crux of what compliance is. So when you look at our marketing plan and all the things that you want to say and all the things that you want to do, you have to do it in a proper manner. You can still sell our amazing products and our amazing business without giving out false hopes or false promises of what the products can do, because that's really what this is doing, okay? When we all started, it was in network marketing. I would be shocked if anybody on the call here today did not go on an opportunity call or talk to another distributor, another company, and get told things that we stop to think, it sounds too good to be true. And a lot of times, that's our inner voice saying, beware of what you're hearing, because sometimes it's too good to be true, or what they're telling us might be exaggerated. What they're telling us may not be truthful. They're just saying it to get in the sale. And what the compliance issues and what the DSA is getting their arms around is the ability for us, the distributors, to police ourselves, to tell and to tell our story in a way that you can verify. Okay, as a publicly traded company, we have to issue our financials every quarter with a set of rules. As individual distributors, we have to operate and share this business and our products with a certain set of rules, and this is what the compliance comes down to. Okay, it's just understanding what those are and what effects it has in our business, because there are a lot of things that you have to be aware of within our business. So, one of the things that I know that our company has is within our back office, you can actually go into the policies and procedures, and you will see what you can and cannot do. So that effect really has the way of changing what your marketing plan can be, because videos that we all use have to be held within the proper rules. What you put on social media, whether it be Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, all have to follow in those same rules. So the effect that it has on us, it just makes us think. And when I first saw what we had to do and saw the changes I had to make within my business, I was a little frustrated. I won't lie about that. But then once you get used to what the compliance is and what the lingo is that you have to use, it's just second nature. And you have the ability to make the products and make your marketing compliant, so that you can understand and feel safe that you have the ability to use it within your plan. And I get to what the ramifications can be if you're not compliant in a few moments. But it really is a matter of understanding, what it is that we have to do. So I want to just stop here for a second, and I don't want to scare anybody with regards to what you can and can't do. It really is just a matter of being aware. If you don't know what you can and can't do, ask your upline. Have them guide you. If you're brand new to our business, fantastic, welcome aboard. The question, because the last thing I'd want to see for any of my team members or anybody really on the call, anyone within our company, is to build a great business and build that momentum only to be stopped because what they're doing is not compliant, and that will happen. So it really is just a matter of being aware, and once you're aware of it, and once you understand it, it really is easy to move forward. And one other thing I want to say too is, do not get caught up in the, well, they're doing it, why can't we? Because here's why you can't get caught up in that. The network marketing industry, as you know, if you've been in it longer than 5 minutes, is one of independent individuals all over the world. So there really is no way for companies to police their distributors other than the distributors themselves taking it upon themselves. So because we're a member of the DSA, because we've been around since 2001, because we always do things that are trailblazing, we want to make sure that we follow the rules. We set the example, okay? As leaders, we set the example as a company, and even if other companies are not following those rules, ignore it. Do not think that their success is because they're not following the rules, or you're going to have a better chance if you don't have to have these restrictions, because it's not the case. And I've seen it I've seen it at least 4 times now. And the first time I saw it, I thought, if I could just, skirt under this rule, I could do what that other company's doing, and I could, make some extra sales and make some extra, enrollments. And then I realized when I saw what happened to them, it wasn't a good idea. When I saw it the second time, I thought, I wonder what they're doing. Maybe I can do that. And then I realized, can't do that. And I saw them get shut down. And these are the things that you really have to understand. So the third, the fourth time when I saw it, I recognized it, and I realized, you know what, I'm going to stay the course and continue to do what I'm doing based on what I'm being told I can and can't do by the company for good reason. They have all the research done. They understand what it takes to be compliant and the effect that it can have on our business. So what are the outcomes if you don't follow those rules? I have a big close sign up here on the screen right now, and that is there for a reason, okay? If you are not compliant, there can be some major repercussions to you and your business and your family. Now again, not to scare anybody, it's just the fact of the matter of what we're doing. So you set out to market your business, you set out to advertise the product, you set out to advertise your business, you set out to advertise yourself. The one thing that you cannot do are make false claims, okay? So let's say, for instance, you are marketing the products, okay? You cannot, say that it reduces blood pressure or prevents cardiovascular disease or reduces depression, helps prevent cold and flus, reduces pain. Those are the things from our product side as examples that you cannot say. See, our products are not tested by the FDA. So when you see stuff like that and we say things like that, the FDA now thinks, whoa, that could be a drug and we haven't tested it, so there could be something that's being sold illegally within Canada, the United States, or abroad. So they're going to want to obviously, investigate that. And if you're the individual who posted that information, they can come after not only you, but the company. So instead you say things like supports cardiovascular function, supports natural blood pressure, promotes joint health. Things that are not specifically saying that they're going to cure anything, right? Because it's about supporting the body, not curing things, because that's not what we do. We're not doctors, we're not nurses, we're not scientists. Our products we know help. And this is one way that people get into trouble. Another thing is when you get into the business side of things, promoting, I've known about this since I started. I always question people who did this. When people flash checks on, they take a picture of their income and they say, hey, look how much money I made. You can't do that, because we live in a world that has a lot of people who want instant gratification, okay? And if you show somebody, hey, I made $10,000 this week, congratulations is what I would say to somebody, but somebody else may say, why didn't that happen for me? Because I did the exact same thing you did and didn't make that, and now I'm going to sue you. So these are things that we have to remember. We have to share our businesses in a very responsible manner. You can share your experiences with an individual. You can share how a product has benefited you. You can share how the business has benefited you, but you can't make false claims. Because if you do, you run the risk of having your business shut down. You run the risk of having the company get into trouble. I have seen and I have been told of examples. I'll give you one quick example. That'll make a difference who it was. It's just a matter of what it was. An individual and his wife, they were actually doing very well for themselves in another company. They were in the range of 6 figures a week, and they had a compliance issue that shut them down. That 6-figure-a-week income was gone like that. So it really is something that you have to pay attention to, because this is the world that we live in, okay? I want everybody to understand the severity of this, but at the same time, not get scared by it and just understand, follow the rules. So what do we do? What do we do to ensure that when we market something, we do it properly? Well, first thing is understand what trends are. Again, go in your back office. You go into your account, and the top right corner is policies and procedures. This will go through verbiage as to what you can and can't say. This will go through things you can and can't do in the sense of videos. If you have a website, like I do, you have to have your website approved. This is something that I learned the hard way, but at the same time, it's something I'm glad happened, because now I understand what has to be done. And if you have a website, you have to have the company's approval to use it. So how you do that is very simple. When you have your website ready to go, before you make it live, you have to submit a request to our compliance department. They will review the website, and once they approve it, they will give you an authorization number that is unique to your website that must be posted on the website, okay? And the footer and the header, that has to be visible on all pages. Videos, training, things of that nature, if you're going to share it, you have to obviously have those approved. Something else that I can't stress enough, and this is something that I do with my distributors and I do with others, is that if you know of people, especially in your team, that are doing things that are not to the compliance standards, you need to let our compliance department know. Because I've worked too hard on my business. I know we've all worked on our businesses too hard to let a potential oversight cause us problems. So we have to, as I mentioned earlier, we need to police ourselves and hold ourselves to the highest standards. And that's how we take action, because the way I look at it is this. I love this business. I love what I do, and I love building this business with people all over the world. And it's my business. And I'm going to treat this business like I would anything else. I'm going to protect it. And if I see something that is potentially damaging to it, I want to solve that problem right away. And again, most times it's just an individual being unaware of what that issue is. So it may not be a matter of they're doing it intentionally, but what happens though is by letting them be aware through member compliance, through letting them know of this training, for instance, they can actually make the proper adjustments and then move on, and they help their team as well. So really it is a matter of, when you market your business, understanding what the rules and regulations are so that you can move forward and continually grow and build your business. It really is a matter of achieving your goals. Because when we build this business together, you want to have that momentum. And you don't want to build and take a step back, and then build and take 2 steps back. So when we market within our compliance restrictions, and we do it properly, we're more powerful. We're more powerful because of this reason. As a collective team, okay, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in Ireland, whether you're in Sweden, whether you're in the US, whether you're in Germany, doesn't make a difference. We do it all the same. And when people look at our company, they see the same thing, and that's powerful. It's powerful when we talk to 3 distributors in a company, talk to 5 distributors in a company, and they all have the same story, the same way they present themselves. So it's not so much about the compliance is going to restrict us. It's actually going to empower us. It's going to empower us because it's going to continually make us, stronger, show the example of what we are capable of doing, and continually build. People will look to us, as they already are, looking to us and say, wow, that company continues to build and continues to grow strong. And what are they doing so right? Or better yet, maybe I want to join them. Because when people see strength in numbers, when people see the growth that we have quarter after quarter, that not only helps us individually, it helps the entire team. And that comes from a common marketing plan. It comes from a common song, right? In the sense that we're continually growing and building our business. So that's a very quick synopsis of what we have to do when we market in today's environment. When you look at how things worked 10 years ago, even 15 years ago, none of this happened. None of this was there because the fact of the environment was much different. It was all face-to-face, right? I told you a story, you told somebody else a story, and it continually went around, and it continually got bigger. Well, now, because of the fact that we're digital, because of the fact that we have videos and social media and everything is in print, digitally, there's the ability for people to actually see what you're writing down and to pass it on and to even dispute it through the court. So it really is important that you understand what you're doing when you market your business. And as I mentioned at the start of the webinar, I would like to do more training and take this to the individual levels, to video marketing. I did a training about this about 5-6 years ago. That obviously is outdated. I want to update that. How we properly market online with social media. And again, taking the compliance into that and sharing how to properly do these. Things like website building. How we get people into our business are all going to be evolving and continually changing. So when you're looking at your marketing for your business, please, please, please understand our compliance. Understand what it takes to have a compliant business, and then you don't have to worry about it. If you make that your habit and you make it part of your everyday, as you share the business and share the products, that's all we have to do, you'll do it in a proper manner within the current compliance guidelines, and you will be successful. It really is that simple. So thank you for joining me here today. I'm going to keep it short, but again, this is recorded, so we will post it on teamteam.ca in the next 24 hours so we can listen to it, watch it, even ask questions. If anybody has any questions or has any comments, I'll be more than happy to listen to them, more than happy to answer those questions. You can find me at engineerlifestyles.com. Just go to the Contact Us section, or if you're on Facebook or Twitter, by all means, just look for Engineer Lifestyles. So thank you for joining me here today. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, wherever you may be, and go out and build a strong and compliant business today. Thank you for joining me here today. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Goodbye, everybody.